Nice turnout, guys. How you guys doing tonight? Pretty quiet. I like that. I like that. No worries. I'm TK Moyer. I'm not from. Well, before I get started, can we get a hand clap for Miss Arlene and Beth for putting this together? And Miss Bradley as well. And our Outside Lands musician. I'm not from San Francisco. I'm from a very small town in North Carolina. Anybody else here from Carolina? What part? Miss, I love you already. I'm from a town called Yankeeville. We have 2 stoplights and no intersections. That's how small my town is. Growing up, I don't have the normal storytelling of someone who grew up with their parents. I was adopted when I was 3 years old. My parents were not fit to raise children. They were pretty much in the streets, and that's not a good way to raise children. So my father's sister took it upon herself to raise me, and that really meant a lot to me. But when I grew up in the hood. I'm gonna keep it honest with you guys. In the hood where I grew up in, everyone had tattoos. Everyone did, but the tattoos meant something. The person I was most afraid of had the most beautiful tattoos. He looked like Freddy Krueger, but he was a nice guy. He had this tattoo from his shoulder to his wrist, to where he was born into like his first time going to prison. And the story was a linear story all down his arm. However, my aunt who adopted me was not from the hood. She was a very Christian woman. Her and my uncle went to church all the time. We went to church every day. I used to say I'd rather go to hell than to go back to church again. Went to church all the time. I know all the books of the Bible. Did you know that? Anyway, there was another story. But I remember growing up, I had a lot of questions about religion. And I felt bad for having questions because I was told that I should not question the Bible. The Bible is the Word of God, and I should follow it, point blank, period. But I was like, but some things don't make sense. I just don't get it. I was like, why can't I get a tattoo? They was like, no, tattoos are wrong. You do not get tattoos. And this would like be on my mind all the time. Like they were exact opposite of my parents. My parents also don't have tattoos. They just live that life. They don't really want to remember the things they did. But my aunt and uncle were just really against it. They don't curse. They don't do anything. They're very Christian people. And I went to the Navy. Well, I'll get ahead of myself. When I was 12, I had this idea for a tattoo. I was like, what if I did go to heaven and I'm right there for judgment, and I had a tattoo to where God was like, you know what, I like what you did there. We gonna let that slide. And I was like, what kind of tattoo can I get that gotta be like, you know what, that's cool. So I came up with a tattoo that says, forgive me. True story, I can't make this up. And I thought that was the coolest tattoo idea ever. Like no one else has ever had this tattoo. I'm gonna be the first one. God gonna be like, high five, go into the house, Kool-Aid's in the kitchen. So 12 years old, this tattoo was on my mind. 12 to 13, all the way to 18. At 18 years old, I joined the United States Navy. Any veterans in here? How you doing, miss? What military branch did you serve?
Navy also.
Really? What was your rank when you left?
When I retired, I was a lieutenant commander.
You're amazing. So, give it up for her. Thank you for serving. I was no lieutenant commander. I was in the Navy. That's all you need to know. All you need to know. But I met some friends. The Navy brought me face to face with people all around the world. I was no longer just a small class adopted kid. I had friends in Detroit. I had friends in New York City, places that I had never been to, places I had dreamed of. And I had friends here. But these friends, they kind of influenced me to get my first tattoo. I've been hanging out with, I had a friend named, we called him Detroit because he was from Detroit. Stuff like that. I had a friend named Peoples. Peoples was cool, but he was a little off. You ever have like a friend that's like a little off? Like you see them do something, you're like, oh, that's just Peoples. That's Peoples. We would always hang out. We got our first car together. We were stationed in Norfolk, Virginia. We were driving around all the time together. we would take our new cars, like, it was very dumb now that I think about it, but we would take 3 cars to the movies instead of just taking 1 car. Yeah, stuff like that, you know. But we had this idea, like one day, Detroit was like, yo, let's get a tattoo. And I was like, yeah, let's get a tattoo. I'm about that, like, let's do it. They actually thought about that tattoo. Well, Detroit did. He was the smartest of all of us. We went to a tattoo parlor. He went straight to the guy like, his mother had passed away years before. And it hurt me to hear this. So he had a tattoo of his mother on his bicep. He was a pretty big dude. And it was a picture of her face, very detailed, with rest in peace mom at the top and her name and birthday at the bottom. And the guy told him it would be like $450. It was gonna take like 2.5 hours to do. He was like, yeah, let's do it. So he sits down and gets ready. People goes up next. Now, remember I told you Peoples is a little off? Peoples, his tattoo, he got Peeps written right here, P-E-E-P-S, just written right. He's a little off, so we forgive him. It's just Peoples, that's what we always say, that's just who he is. And for me, like, I wasn't ashamed of the tattoo idea I had. I just didn't want nobody else to steal it. So I kind of whispered it to the tattoo artist. And I was like, listen, I want you to put forgive me on my chest. He was like, what? And I was like, I want you to put forgive me on my chest. He was like, bro, you gotta speak up. This ain't no library. And I was like, sir, can you please put forgive me on my chest? And no one laughed, and I felt good about it, right? And I was like, okay, I'm a man now, I'm 18, I'm out the house. I was 19, I was like, I'm out the house, I'm a man. I can do this. So I sit down. Detroit's tattoo takes about a good 2 hours, right? People's tattoo, Peeps, takes about 1.5 hours. My tattoo took 15 minutes. The thing was, no one had told me that tattoos were painful. No one, like I skipped that part of the training or something. Because like, I'm watching Detroit and people, it's just, they're having a conversation. The dude is just, and he's just all over their arms. They're just like, yeah, man, we should go to Hooters after this and get some chicken. And I'm like, man, this must be nothing. I'm gonna just leave with a sleeve down my arm. Forget the chest one. And so I take my shirt off, I'm fit. I'm like really excited. I had a 6-pack back then. I was like really fit, so I was always ready to take my shirt off. And the tattoo artist sits down, you know, he gets the gun and stuff, and I'm thinking, cause it must not hurt, because they are just chilling, right? He shaved a little bit of hair off my chest, and he starts writing. He said, the beginning of the F is in calligraphy. He said, and I was like, yo, hold on. Yo, what is that? He was like, this is how we do it. And I was like, listen, can I get a refund? He was like, what? I'm like, can I get a refund? He was like, man, come on, stop whispering. I'm a grown man. Just tell me what you want. I want a refund, sir. This is not what I signed up for. He's like, we don't do refunds. And I'm already set up. You might as well just let me do this. And I was like, all right. He gave me one of those squeezy balls to do, those stress balls. He said, you just squeeze this. If it gets too unbearable, just give me a tap, we'll take a break. I said, we're not taking any breaks. You're gonna do this. You're gonna do it fast. We're gonna get over this together. This is teamwork. He got the F done, then he got the O done, and I was like, dude, hold on, can we talk about this refund right quick? He was like, listen, man, you only got but like 7 more letters to go. Let's just finish it. And I was like, I think God understands what foe means. You know what I'm saying? God is everywhere. He is here right now. He is in that ink you're putting in my body. When I die, he gonna be like, yeah, I was there when you got that foe. Come on in. Kool-Aid's on the counter. But he finishes the tattoo. Takes 15 minutes, but before he finishes, he gets to the I, the or, the G, and the I, and I'm just sitting there, just. And I hear Detroit like, hey, yo, Moyer, Hey, Peeps, hey, Moyer down there dead. Hey, Moyer! And I'm like, excuse me, sir, stop for a second. Leave me alone. Do not talk to me. We can talk at Hooters. I go back to it, they just cracking jokes. I let them win that one. Like they keep cracking jokes. They get done, and I'm really proud, you know. I see it like after all the pain was done, I'm in the mirror. I'm in the my tattoo was 15 minutes. I was in the mirror with no shirt on until their tattoos were done. Like just like, ooh my, like before selfies were created, I had like a mental selfie of myself in each position. Just looking like, dude, I'm gonna kill him at the beach and in heaven. This is gonna be amazing. But my next fear was my parents, my aunt and uncle, because I love them for what they've done for me. Like not everyone that I know gets adopted by their blood aunt. And that really, my family means everything to me because of it. But when I went home, I remember just being afraid to tell them about my tattoo. I was thinking I was gonna disappoint them. I let them down for life. They were gonna disown me. They would stop loving me. And that literally gave me nightmares. And so when I went home, I just remember like telling my auntie, I was like, yeah, I got something to tell you. She was like, what, what's wrong, baby? You got somebody pregnant? And I was like, no, nothing like that, never. I got a tattoo. And she was like, what? And I was like, I got a tattoo. And then when I said that, she was like, Joe, come in here. And my parents are very country. They're from North Carolina, like I said. I don't know if you guys have been to like a very small town in North Carolina. Country people talk very fast. Like my name is Terrence Moyer. Say it with me. Terrence Moyer. My Uncle Joe makes everything into one word. So he comes in the room, he's like, Terrence Moyer. Terrence Moyer, what's up? And that translates to, Terrence Moyer, how you been now? You're looking good there, boy. And my aunt was like, he got a tattoo. Like, you got a tattoo? What do you mean you got a tattoo? Well, you got a tattoo? What you mean you got a tattoo? And they were like, let me see it. Let me see this thing. And I took my shirt off, and I was like, it's right there, you see it? And I was really happy that they weren't angry, because the first thing they did was burst out laughing. They were like, why you get it so small? I was like, that's enormous. What are you talking about? You need glasses. That's enormous. I said, boy, that thing's smaller than your nipple. I was hurt. And now that I got the tattoo, I mean, I'm 30 years old now. Just celebrating my birthday. You don't have to clap, it's cool. My family didn't really tell me about puberty growing up and how hair would just grow everywhere. Because I thought at 19, that little bit of hair on my chest, that was it. You know what I'm saying? It was nice and sexy. Now I have like a black sweater on up under my shirt. All the time, I can't take it off. And I'm afraid that when I go to heaven, I'm gonna have to like take my shirt off in front of Jesus and God and be like, hey, wait, let me move this hair right quick. You see that? You remember Fo? Remember that? I just want some Kool-Aid, that's all I want. You guys have been amazing. I do host, thank you. I love music. I do a lot of, I'm a professional comedian. I just got back from London doing some comedy shows, winning competitions, and I do it here at Cobb's Comedy Club, Punchline Comedy Club. I host open mics at Edinburgh Council Pub Mondays, Thursdays. Sign up is at 7:50. Show starts at 8. If you guys ever want to come out, just let me know. I saw you guys at the museum, and I will put you guys on the list for free. Wow. On top of that, I have a radio show every Thursday called Man Overboard. It's from 4 to 6 p.m. on FCC Free Radio. And yeah, hopefully in the next year, you guys will see me on Netflix. You guys have been awesome.